Okay, we're back with another prediction show to do for you guys. I'm your boy Juggernaut097, and I'm here with Kicking It with Leo, and we are here to preview and predict AEW Double or Nothing for 2023. Man, we've been having a lot of preview shows this weekend. I mean, like I've been saying a lot through these videos, there is so much wrestling on this weekend. I mean, we're gonna be all tired by the end of the weekend. We'll be
I'm
gone.
pretty much halfway tired. I'm pretty much already done.
And we haven't even got started with the weekend yet, so
Exactly.
that tells you how this is gonna go. But hey, Leo, how you doing today?
I'm feeling great. We got a huge weekend of wrestling ahead of us. We got, starting off with, SmackDown and Under Siege, and then going into tomorrow with, Night of Champions, and then continuing on Sunday with Double or Nothing and Battleground, and then right back to your weekly shows.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But are you looking forward to Double or Nothing?
I am. I think this is like my first time watching Double or Nothing since since they started AEW. This is my first time actually watching Double or Nothing.
Yeah, Double or Nothing. I mean, it's a really good show. Last year was really fun. There's really never been a bad AEW pay per view I've seen. I mean,
No,
there's been like some weaker ones, but like nothing like really bad.
yeah, not WWE level, but
But this is, I think, to be honest, this is kind of like one of the weakest like build-ups that I've seen for
for
a
the
Double or
some
Nothing
of the
pay per
matches,
view.
yeah. For some of the matches, yeah. For
Because
some of those,
there's a total of 10 matches on this card. Um, I think it's gonna be very interesting. I mean, of course, we got the Four Pillars match. That's gonna be a huge match on the show. We got Anarchy in the Arena.
yeah,
We got the second Anarchy in the Arena match.
the ladder match.
We got a ladder match on the show. We got an unsanctioned match. I mean, there's a lot of things
Got
going
some good
on with this show.
matches.
So let's quit wasting time. Let's get started with these predictions. So, um, I'm gonna kind of tell you some like Rampage kind of like spoilers here for like regarding Double or Nothing here.
Yeah.
So they announced, well, on like I think it was like Rampage. So there's gonna be a 6-man tag team match for the AEW Trios Championships. So the House of Black are gonna be defending the titles against the acclaimed Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, and Daddy Ass Billy Gunn. Leah, who do you have winning this match?
I have the House of Black retaining.
Yeah, simple as that. Yeah, the House of Black are going to retain. I don't see any reason for the Acclaim to win the titles.
I love the Acclaimed. I mean, I feel like this could be like, a great match nonetheless. I just don't think they're going to take the titles off of, House of Black right now. They might hold those championships for quite a bit of time before they even decide to take those titles off of them
Mm-hmm.
but I think they're definitely someone that I can see, with being the champions, I feel like they can bring a lot of prestige to that championship.
Mm-hmm.
So
Most definitely. Yeah, but I got the House of Black to retain the titles. I'm pretty sure that might be on the buy-in. I mean, who knows?
yeah, I think that might be
Because
on the ball.
as of today, as of right now, when we're doing these predictions, there's only 10 matches, and Tony Khan, he loves to announce more matches. He loves to
Yep.
put like 50,000 matches on his pay per
Oh,
view.
right.
Um, but yeah, and then there's another match that it got changed. So it was supposed to be Ethan Page and the Guns going up against the Hardy Boys and the Hardy Party, but Isaiah Cassidy, he got injured. I don't know exactly what he got injured. But the replacement for the match is going to be with the Hardy Boys. It's going to be Hook.
Ooh, and I think
So
that's a good replacement.
so I'm going to go with the Hardy Boys and Hook to win here because like Hook,
Yeah.
he never loses. He never loses. I mean, he always wins
He,
on
he
his
ain't
entrance.
losing. He ain't
He
losing
always
that
wins in
championship.
all of his matches. It's going to be a fairly quick match, I believe. Um, if the Hardy Boys win, then Matt Hardy will own Ethan Page's contract as well in this match. I feel like this feud has just been going on for like a year now.
Too
Like
long for me.
like Ethan Page was holding, Matt Hardy's like contract and whatnot. Like it's been like I'm just so over this at this point. Like
Yeah, me
I want
too.
Ethan Page to be as far away as this feud as possible.
Yeah,
Um, I just have a feeling that the Hardy Boys are going to win because like Jeff Hardy, this is going to be his first pay per view back in AEW.
right.
Um, but I gotta say this, I really enjoy watching the Gun Club. Like they've been really growing on me as of late, especially
Same.
especially when I went to Dynamite back in March. Like the Gun Club, they've been really growing on me. Like their in ring work is good. And I love their entrance. I love their theme song. Like I'm just a fan of the Gun Club. But yeah, like I said, I think the Hardys and Huck are gonna win the match. What about you?
I also have Hook and the Hardy Boys picking up this win, and I guess with when everyone the whole caveat, like you said, if the Hardy Boys and now Hook win, now his contract belongs to the Hardys. So I feel like that's what's going to happen. Ethan Page is going to end up losing, and he's going to end up having to be like their butler or whatever they have him do.
Exactly. So now we're gonna actually move on to what I believe is gonna be the real card. So
Yeah,
we got an unsanctioned match between Chris Jericho and Adam Cole, and Sabu is the special enforcer. Yeah, I just think this is really random for like Sabu just came out of nowhere on Dynamite. Like, I mean, it's cool seeing Sabu. It's cool,
agree.
but like, why though? they he just came out there to beat up the JAS, and like I say, it's gonna be the special enforcer. Leo, tell me, what's your thoughts on this feud here?
I think this is a good, comeback feud for Adam Cole to sink his teeth into since his return. I think Chris Jericho is one of these type of guys. He's like, even though he's a veteran in the business, has been there to the top. I think he can put on a good match with anybody if motivated, and we've seen it before, and I think we're going to see it again. Adam Cole. I mean, both these people have history, and this is a dream match for a lot of people, myself included. Um, think of the history that these two men have accomplished, not in just AEW in their time being there, but outside of the company, with Chris Jericho becoming world champion and headlining WrestleManias and every person that he's come across, and now being AEW and revitalizing himself. He's always been that consistent guy that always can get himself over, always come up with something new and fresh, and that's why a lot of people respect him for that. And I think Adam Cole, it speaks for itself, one of the greatest NXT champions of all time, put NXT on the map, made a huge impact. He did the same thing going in AEW, and I think this match is going to be brutal, hard hitting. These two people are going to try to kill each other. That's why AEW didn't want nothing to do with this. Whatever happens to them is not on AEW. It's pretty much between them and their doctors and their insurance at that point. But I got to go with Adam Cole, baby, to pick up the win over Chris Jericho.
Yeah, this is gonna be a really fun match here. I'm really looking forward to it. Jericho is a great person, to like kind of like start a feud with. Because like he's a veteran in this business. He knows what he's doing. And he's basically here to put people over these days.
Right.
And like the stuff that you're saying about Adam Cole, I think Adam Cole is eventually gonna go after the world title. I
Mm-hmm.
think this is a great way to kind of start that push towards the world title. I don't know, maybe it's like here, or maybe it's like, no, maybe it's like at like All Out, maybe it's like at maybe
Full Gear.
Full Gear Revolution, whatever. Eventually here, like sometime this year, he's gonna be going for that world title.
Or maybe they'll
But
have him face on like a big special event or something, they like to do those.
yeah, exactly. Or maybe they'd face at the all in show, in the UK. But who knows?
Yeah.
And also, we got some comments here. We got Christopher Denver. He says the match I'm looking forward to the most is the AEW World Title Four Pillars match. Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah,
gonna be a good match.
that's gonna be a good match. That match is gonna be good.
He says Anarchy in the Arena match. Another one I'm looking forward to with BCC and the Elite, which we'll talk about that here in a little bit.
That's one of my favorite matches that night.
And he says, I should have done AEW Originals BS. The Outcast. It's okay. We're getting Tony Storm versus Jamie Hayter again from Full Gear 2022. Okay. Yeah.
I can see what you mean. You like talking about the AEW originals as far as the women competitors
Yeah.
versus
Yeah.
the old
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
outcasts. I think we
Mhm.
might get that, down the line. Maybe that may be a blood and guts match. We will see.
Mhm. But we'll move on to the next match here, which we got is the TBS Championship match. Wait, did I predict who? I said Adam Cole was going to win in that last match, but
Yeah.
yeah. So we
Yeah.
got the TBS Championship match. We got Jade Cargill defending the TBS Championship against Taya Valkyrie, which Jade Cargill is she's 60-0 like with defending this title right now.
Yeah.
She's still undefeated with defending the title. Um, yeah. Do you think Taya Valkyrie ends up winning here?
I can see there. I think there's a case that she could win. I believe since Jade Cargill has been holding that championship, she's pretty much just ran through everybody and didn't break a sweat to beat any of these people. None of these people that she's faced up to this point have posed as a threat. I think Taya Valkyrie is one of those people now that we're getting that's going to pose a real threat to her. But I don't think it's going to matter because I think Jade Cargill is going to retain that title. Me personally, I don't think they're going to probably have her take a loss until she breaks like 100-0. Until she gets like 100-0, then they probably have her lose the championship, maybe with a Chris Statlander or maybe with a Willow Nightingale. I think those are two people I can think of off the top of my head that would stand a chance against her. I think with the way Willow Nightingale has been presented as of late by pretty much winning the New Japan Strong title, and they've been booking her strong even in defeats lately. And I think it's only a matter of time before we see Willow and Jade Cargill face each other.
That'd be a great match to see. I'd love to see that. But yeah, Jade Cargill. This is going to be a good match between Jade Cargill and Taya Valkyrie here.
Yeah.
Because like you mentioned, you made some really good points in how Jade Cargill has like ran through like basically a whole bunch of nobodies and stuff. I mean, we already saw Jade Cargill and Taya Valkyrie, face off before, but there was like Taya Valkyrie, her road to Valhalla was like it was banned from the match, so she wasn't able to use it. So they had some like different stipulations here. But now there's like there's no stipulations here. She can use that finisher. But to be honest, I don't think Jade Cargill's gonna be losing title until like, and you mentioned Chris Statlander, which I think maybe Chris Statlander can maybe make a return on a Double or Nothing, or maybe on next week's Dynamite. But
yeah, I can see that, or maybe they'll save it for like maybe AEW Collision, because I know they probably want to save a lot of returns for that show.
True, because they're gonna need some big stars for that show.
Agreed.
And also, maybe they bring back Layla Hirsch eventually, because Layla Hirsch, the legit Layla Hirsch, that'd be pretty cool.
That would be another good one. That's one that a lot of people would be slept on. That's a slept on pick, to be honest.
But yeah, I think the person who I want to see defeat Jade Cargill is Chris Statlander.
Okay. We're on the same one.
We'll move on to the next match here, which we got is the AEW Women's World Title on the line. We got Jamie Hayter defending the title against Toni Storm. Leo, what are your thoughts on Jamie Hayter? Like, what's her title run been like? Are you a fan of it? You not a fan of it?
I have been a fan of her championship reign. They have, given her some good competitors, and then there's been, one here and there that hasn't really hit for me, but overall title reign has been great. I just think it's been good, but I think to make it even better, I think she just needs that one opponent or like that one match that can really set her over the top set her over the limits, no pun intended. But I think this match is going to be great. We've seen what Jamie Hayter can do in the ring. We've seen what Toni Storm can, do in the ring. We've seen some of her work in NXT UK. If you guys haven't followed her, you've seen some of the stuff that she's done and on the main roster in NXT, but we're not going to really talk about the whole main roster thing, but solely NXT and, UK, she has definitely put on some of the best matches I've probably seen from that women's division over the last few years. And I think she's going to put up another banger of a match, but I just don't see Toni Storm picking up that win. It's kind of one of these matches that's kind of falling flat for me just because we've seen the match before, and I just don't know who they probably have her compete against next. Maybe we're just wholly having these matches with the Jamie Hayter until we finally get to Britt Baker. I think that's the match that a lot of people are, wanting to see in the near future. And I think we're just going to continue to keep building towards that.
Yeah, I most definitely agree. And I also think Jamie Hayter, she hasn't been showcased as well as of late because,
Yeah.
I don't remember I think the last time she defended her title was back at Revolution, which was in that triple threat match between Ruby and Saraya. But other than that, I don't know what Jamie
I don't
Hayter
think
has done. I don't know what she has done recently, to be honest. Like other than
some people
being,
said she could probably be injured or dealing with some type of injury. Some people have been saying that. I'm not too sure on that.
but as it goes for the prediction, I'm gonna go with Jamie Hayter to retain the title. She's not losing yet. I feel like maybe, she might run through like this whole outcast. All
Yeah,
these.
probably face each one of them in a feud for the
Yeah,
championship.
I feel like that's what might happen. And like this AEW women's division still needs quite a bit of work, but they do have quite a bit of good women in this division though. But it's
Right.
like they're not utilizing them correctly, which I don't understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, we move on to the next match though, which we got Anarchy in the Arena. We got the Elite going up against the Blackpool Combat Club. This match is gonna be amazing. This is gonna be insanity. There's gonna be so much fuckery in this match. I'm excited.
Agreed.
This is gonna be your first time seeing an Anarchy in the Arena, man. This is gonna be crazy.
I've seen the highlights of like the one that they did last year, but not like in a full match in its entirety. This is my first time actually watching a full match in its entirety. So
I'm wondering if they're gonna do like what they did last year when they had Moxley come out and like it was playing this whole theme song like for like
probably
5 minutes of the match. I don't know. And then Jericho went over to the soundboard last year and like he unplugged the thing so the music would stop playing. It was hilarious last year. And we know Moxley, he's gonna be bleeding a lot
within the first 5 minutes.
He's gonna be bleeding so much in this match. Like they're gonna need to get the plasma ready for him. Like they're gonna need to get some transfusions ready to put some blood in him because it's gonna be all hell breaking loose in this match.
Oh, agreed.
But this has probably been the best thing going on in AEW right now.
Yeah,
like with
the best feud in my opinion.
Like with Kenny Omega and Don Callis. Don Callis turning on Omega. A few weeks ago. In that steel cage match. That was probably one of the best things we've seen this year. And of course, Hangman and Page. Him returning and like helping out. Join forces with the Elite. Saying he's always fighting with them. But as it goes for predictions, so last year, we had the JAS and the Blackpool Combat Club, and the Blackpool Combat Club, and like Ortiz and Santana in the match,
right?
And then this, that match ultimately led to the Blood and Guts. And the year before, they did the Stadium Stampede, and then it led to a Blood and Guts.
So this is probably gonna lead to Blood and Guts, you think?
So I think that the heels are going to end up winning here. I think that the Blackpool Combat Club is going to win. And then ultimately, this will lead to a Blood and Guts match, probably sometime in June or whatever. Because June or July, I don't know exactly when. But it will be the Elite winning that one there. So I got the BCC winning here. What about you, Lou?
I have Blackpool Combat Club winning as well. I think this is going to be a good match. It's going to be carnage, chaos to the fullest degree. I think all these men are going to put on a great showing from not only just as a team, but as individuals. But for some reason, I feel like we saw a couple weeks ago, Don Callis turned on Kenny Omega. And it looks like they've been trying, I don't know, they haven't really expanded upon that since then. So I have a feeling that Don Callis is going to make his presence known. And maybe when it looks like, Kenny Omega or one of the members of the Elite are in a position to win the match, Don Callis makes himself known, screws up the match, allowing the Blackpool Combat to take over and get the win. I preferably think it's going to be something where King Omega has maybe like Moxley or Brian Danielson and like in the position for the One Winged Angel, gets low blowed, Blackpool Combat Club wins, and maybe I'm not too sure. Maybe Don Callis becomes the new manager for Blackpool.
Just like William Regal was.
Yeah.
I could definitely say that. Yeah, but either way, it's going to be pure anarchy, as they say.
Or like how what did he say last year?
What did Justin Roberts say? He said, "Shit's about to hit the fan" or something like
That's
that.
pretty much what's going to happen.
It's going to be crazy. But yeah, we'll move on to the next match here, which we have is the 21 Blackjack Battle Royal for the AEW International Championship. So Orange Cassidy is going to be defending the title in a Battle Royal, which I think is going to be very interesting. You know, kind of going back to the first ever, Double or Nothing, where it was a casino Battle Royal. This is going to be an interesting match. And I think it's pretty cool that he's putting his title on the line here. I think there's like one of two things that can happen in this match. Either Orange Cassidy can win this match, or Jay White can win. I think those are Ricky Starks is there too. I think those three guys are the guys that could like ultimately end up winning this match. But Orange Cassidy, he's on a great roll right now, which I don't see. He put on a great match against what was his name? Fletcher. What's his first name? He's part of the Aussie Open, or he's part of
his name. But
that Fletcher. He put on a great match against him this past Wednesday. I see Orange Cat. What's that?
He had a surprisingly good match with Will Ospreay last year too.
Oh yeah, that was at that Forbidden Door last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got Orange Cassidy to retain the international championship. What about you, Leo?
I also have Orange Cassidy. I think outside of that, I can see Jay White possibly winning, and it looks like there's a position where, Ricky Starks look like he's gonna win, and then he gets screwed over, and this could, push that feud forward between Jay White and Ricky Starks and Ricky Starks.
Maybe they could eliminate each other, or like one person gets, or say like Ricky Starks eliminates Jay White, and then Jay White gets back in the ring, or maybe eliminates
something like that.
Something like that, and they can continue the feud.
Continue that feud. But I think it would be cool if like Jay White did one, because you could push that feud, and then finally we can get the moment where Jay White and Ricky Starks face. Because I was thinking they were going to face at Double or Nothing in a 1-on-1 match, but apparently not. But imagine if they did run that back in the feud in a few weeks or so, and the championship on the line. I think that would be cool, and Ricky Starks wins the championship. But I do have Ricky Starks, not Ricky Starks winning, but Orange Cassidy winning. I don't think he's probably going to lose that championship until probably like the first AEW Collision event, because I think he's going to probably end up facing Miro, and Miro is probably going to take the title off of him.
I got a comment here in the chat. It says from SCW. He says, "What's up, guys? Can we please get Miro to take someone out before the match to come in and win the title?"
I wouldn't be mad at that.
I wouldn't be mad at that at all, because like I loved when Miro held the TNT Championship.
Oh yeah.
Like, and I would love to see a title around Miro. Like, they need to start pushing him more. Yeah, that I wouldn't be mad at that at all. He says, but judging that lineup, it's like Orange Cassidy retains. Yeah, it looks like Orange Cassidy is going to be retaining.
Yeah, because pretty much like you just said earlier, like Jay White, Ricky Starks pretty much cancel each other out.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So.
And then we're going to move on to the next match, which we have is the TNT Championship ladder match. We got the TNT champion Wardlow defending the title against Christian Cage, and Luchasaurus is going to be in the corner of Christian Cage. Christian Cage, he's a veteran. He's a veteran in ladder matches. I don't know. I'm kind of split between this match. I think this match can go either way. I love this heel work that Christian Cage is doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like he needs a championship on him. And people might be going, "Oh, I'm tired of like the TNT title like switching hands so much. The hot potato."
They don't care about the championship already.
But to be honest, like I don't mind the title changing hands that much.
No, because it's not like the world championship.
And also,
where
it helps pop ratings, because like it's like a TV title, okay? So you're gonna do that you're gonna change this title on free TV. Change and Wardlow has won this title so many times.
he's a 3-time champ already.
It doesn't really hurt Wardlow if he loses this match. And I also love the turtlenecks that Christian Cage wears.
Yeah, those are cool.
It's so terrible on him, but I love it though. If Christian Cage wins the TNT title, he needs to put the TNT title in a turtleneck.
Not the turtleneck.
Oh Lord. But yeah, I got Christian Cage to become I need him to become new TNT champion here.
I'm torn right now because I can see them going, because this is a match I can see them going either way with, and I would not be upset. I think, he's been doing some great work with that championship, but the only reason why I feel like Christian might win, because I feel like there might be setting up possibly MJF versus Wardlow Part 2 for the AEW World Title, and I think that's going to be a good match, but I think Christian Cage can do some great work with that TNT title. Maybe soon set up, him versus Luchasaurus for the championship. And I feel like they don't really care about the TNT title as it stands right now, because how often it gets passed around, and there's always a new champion, like almost every month or every other month or every few other weeks.
Mm-hmm. And then also, I feel like the TNT title should be heavily featured, like when they start to do the Collision show, because this is going to be on TNT, and it's going to be a 2-hour show. And that title already says TNT Championship, so it should be heavily featured on there more.
Not to the time it's going to, because I don't think it's like how WWE is like championships are exclusive to this brand and that brand. Like, no.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, still, it should be heavily featured on that show more. And also says it's a 2-hour show. But like I said, I don't really mind them doing these hot potato with the title belt, because like I said, it helps boost the ratings. Like, oh, a surprising title change on free TV. I mean, do we see that much in WWE? Not really. I mean, we see it once in a blue moon, but like not very much.
What makes how you just say like it's gonna pop ratings. You know what pops ratings? Good writing.
This is true. This is true. And also, SCW says the TNT Championship needs Christian Cage. His heel work and feuds could add some value to that title. It's not working with Wardlow for me.
Yeah. I strongly agree.
And then Young Philip says 2 more days until the match.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's pretty much on Sunday.
Yeah, it is on Sunday.
Yeah.
And then we will move on to the next match. Oh, great. Here we
go. Boy.
We got the AEW World Tag Team titles on the line. We got FTR defending the titles against them TNA guys. We got Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. My world. I love that theme song. And also Mark Briscoe is going to be the special guest referee in this match. I don't know.
This is a match for me personally. I wasn't interested in, but automatically I'm somewhat interested in now.
I'm kind of interested in this match because, like, I love Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. Like,
agreed.
When people go on the internet and like they shit about TNA and stuff, and then like they're complaining about seeing these guys on TV, I think I kind of laugh at it a little bit, because there's a small part of me that wants to see Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett win, like really, really small. Like, have like a really small run with it, maybe like for a couple weeks, and then give it back to FTR. I don't know. But I have a feeling that's not going to happen.
No.
Because, Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, they've been trying to, put a wedge in between Mark Briscoe and FTR. But this past week on Dynamite, who was it? It was Dax. He got smacked by. he got bitch slapped by Mark Briscoe.
He was smacking everybody.
And then pushed Karen Jarrett out of the way, and then slapped. Well, he knocked out Jeff Jarrett, and then went up to Jay Lethal, and he says, "Hey, I like you, but you quit hanging around these people." Like it was hilarious.
I think that's what's gonna happen. I feel like He's not. I don't know. I don't know if the turn's gonna happen. For some reason, I feel like it because they kind of teased it when Mark Briscoe told him like you need to stop hanging around these people. Maybe this is like where we finally get to see maybe Jay Lethal probably leave, and maybe Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe can become like a tag team.
That'd be pretty good to see. Or maybe we get a few with them. I don't know. Maybe
One or the other. I can see one or the other, but I think FTR is gonna win. I feel like a lot of the things. Here's my thing. The only biggest gripe I have, it's not that I hate Jeff Jarrett or Jay Lethal. I don't hate those guys. They put on great matches, but it's just kind of confusing. Like they're always getting title opportunities when they keep losing.
Right. Yeah, but I just don't understand. But that's how wrestling works sometimes. You can keep on losing all these matches and still. I mean, that happens in WWE quite a bit.
Carmella is an example.
But yeah, I got FTR to retain the titles here. But like I said, there's a small part of me that wants to see Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett win.
I will be so confused if that happens.
And SCW says FTR. There you go. And then we will move on to the next match, which is the main event, which this is probably one of the biggest main events in AEW history. Not just because the AEW World Championship is online, it's like with all four of these guys in this match, the four pillars, as they're calling it. You got Jungle Boy Jack Perry in the match. You got the AEW World Champion MJF. You got Darby Allin, and you got Sammy Guevara. All these guys are like AEW originals, that started out in AEW. And MJF, he's that first one to like really, he's the first one to actually make it to the top of the mountain and actually win the world title. Out of all four of these guys, or all three of these guys here. This is gonna be an awesome match. I'm looking forward to it. But I say the build-up hasn't been as strong as I want it to be. They've kind of been building this up for like a little too long. I think this could have been built up in like 4 or 5 weeks, in my opinion.
Yeah,
because some of the promo work hasn't hit like I wanted it to. And also these like video packages that they've been doing each week, how they've been talking about basically rehashing what they've been saying for this past 9 weeks or so. It's basically the same stuff.
Right.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this match. I really am, because like it's going pretty cool to see Jungle Boy in his first main event, Darby Allin as well, and Sammy Guevara. I mean, he's been in pretty big main event matches before, like especially when he was like in like those matches like with the JAS and stuff, and other like Anarchy in arenas and like Stadium Stampede.
Even when it was like the Inner Circle, like before it became JAS.
Yeah, even in their circle and all that. Yeah. So he's been doing quite a bit of stuff. In the main event scene. But it's gonna be really cool to see what Jungle Boy does, and like I think eventually all four of these guys, all three of these guys are gonna have eventually hold the world title eventually. But MJF, he's retaining here. He's gonna be retaining the AEW championship at this pay-per-view here.
I also have MJF. I have MJF winning. It's funny. It's like when you think of like the people who started a company, or like the people who've been like that mainstay. Even though these people, like MJF said it. He said like we all were in different companies before AEW started, but nobody knew who we were until we got to AEW, and we had to build ourselves from the ground up at that point. While other people from WWE who were already established were getting the top spotlight, and he kind of changed the perception on that and everything like that. But when you look at each one of them in their careers and what they've done, we've seen MJF become AEW World Champion. We've seen Sammy Guevara become TNT Champion multiple times. We've seen the same thing with Darby Allin. He's become a multi-time champion. And then we have someone like Jungle Boy, who's pretty much still on the come up, who hasn't really got a chance to become singles champion yet. Who's only been tag team champion. So this is the first time actually being able to go for a singles championship. So I feel like Jungle Boy is going to be one of those type of people that you're going to have to look out for, because he has a lot to prove in this match.
Mm-hmm.
But MJF's retained that championship.
And MJF, he was still kind of hitting at the 2024 with him, his contract ending. But I feel like, because I heard rumors that he did resign, because he got offered a lot of money.
Well, here this is what pretty much happened. He resigned, but it's not like where he's going to be signed for more years. So pretty much the way is when they came back, right? He just resigned a contract, extension, but it's still he's going to be getting paid like more money, a little bit more money, but not as much as WWE will pay him. And his contract is still going to run until up through the rest of this year, and then 2024, like January 1st or something like that. First week of January, he's going to be a free agent.
You know what I think they should do? I think they should like play on a storyline with like the 2024, his contract.
Kind of like how CM Punk did.
And like have him like run through like a lot of big names and stuff. Like have him go through like Kenny Omega, have him go through like say CM Punk comes back, have him go through CM Punk. Say he's beating all these names, and then eventually he gets Adam Cole. Like, okay, you need somebody to rally up the forces. Who's gonna be the guy to take the title? And like Adam Cole be the guy to rally everybody up to try to take the title off of MJF.
I could see that.
And I was saying maybe have like CM Punk and MJF and like in Long Island, and like have MJF beat Punk in Long Island, and like have him run through the crowd. You know how CM Punk did that Money Bank?
Yeah, in 2011, I remember that.
But like have MJF kind of do that same situation. Like he blows a kiss back, and then he runs through the crowd of in his like hometown. I think that'd be pretty cool to do. But yeah, I think it'd be a pretty good story to play on.
But the question is, will he? I think the question is where if he will leave. I feel like he kind of will, because I think MJF is one of those guys. He's a big money guy. He's a big money guy. He wants the money. He wants whoever's going to give him that big offer. And I think as much as AEW would be a good fit for him to continue to own his craft, I just feel like WWE will probably throw him an offer that he probably couldn't refuse. We've seen what happened with Cody Rhodes, and look where he what happened once he resigned with the company. He won the Royal Rumble. He main evented WrestleMania. Didn't win, but still main evented, and now is still in high profile storylines.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's kind of hard telling right now, like if he will resign or if he won't resign, because like that's ultimately up to him and stuff. But I don't mind like where he goes and stuff. I like him to stay in AEW because I feel like he's a better fit over at AEW. And Tony Khan's getting these big deals. They're getting like $1 billion deal, so they could actually afford to pay MJF quite a bit of money, maybe match a deal with WWE if WWE's still interested next year. Who knows? We'll see what happens because it's a while away. And who knows? Maybe there's injuries that can happen and stuff. You never know. But yeah, like I said, MJF is going to be retaining the AEW Championship, and that was our AEW Double or Nothing 2023 predictions. Leo, final thoughts, and let everybody know where they can find your channel.
My final thoughts. I think this is going to be a great show. Even though it's going to be a long show, but it's still going to be a good show nonetheless. We're going to see some great matches. We're going to see some carnage, some chaos throughout the show, especially with the Anarchy Arena match. We're going to see some chaos with the unsanctioned match. We're going to see just chaos all around. And I think this is probably going to be it's one of their biggest pay-per-views that they produce throughout the year. So you definitely know they're going to go all out, no pun intended. But it's going to be a great show nonetheless. I think this is probably going to be like maybe a 4-star pay-per-view, 4-star out of 5-star pay-per-view all around. My channel is Kicking With Leo. I do wrestling content, horror content, gaming content pretty much every day of the week. We're on the road to 1K. We're 504 subscribers right now. So if you are new and you love wrestling, you love gaming, if you love all of everything, just go subscribe to my channel. It's no catch. Also go subscribe to my boy Jugs. He's trying to get to 1K as well. We're trying to get to 100K, 1 million, beyond that. So if you guys are new, just go subscribe. Because if you don't, you're going to have to answer to Gunther. And you don't want that smoke. You do not want that.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely go check out Kicking It With Leo's channel. His link will be down in the description below for you guys to go check out. And also, like you said, hit that subscribe button on my channel as well. I'm on the road to 600 subscribers, ultimately 1K, and so on and so forth. But yeah, we just want to keep growing out here. Also, don't forget to hit the like button. Also, turn on the notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video, as well as go down in the comments. Let me know what videos you guys want to see coming up in the future here. Also got a lot of more wrestling content to do this weekend. I'll probably be doing a review tonight for Under Siege after the show goes off the air because, like I said, I got a lot of reviews to do this weekend. I might as well get some out of the way here. So stay tuned for that. But as it goes for Kicking It with Leo and Juggernaut, we're saying peace out. We'll catch you guys later. So, too sweet.
Boom.